Good afternoon, guys. I hope you're well. Miss Bland is jumping on to do our video for Wednesday. So Wednesdays are going to be a little different. If you join me in the live Zoom in the morning, you'll realize I'm at home. Wednesday is the day that the dedicated custodians here at school are going to clean. So Miss Bland will be doing her lesson from home. And if you're watching this video, then you still get the classroom because I'm doing it on Tuesday afternoon. So we're going to jump right in. I'm going to go through the things that we're working on today, a couple of review skills for you, and I'll let you go. I hope you're well. If there's anything I can do for you, please be sure to let me know. Let's get started. So welcome to another fantastic day in Miss Bland's second grade class. It is Wednesday, September the 9th, 2020. Trying to get this box out of the way. Let's see. Just want to make it go away. Yep, there we go. Okay, so I'm still here. I just took my box away so I wouldn't block any parts of the screen. Happy Wednesday. I think we can almost see the weekend from here. It's Wednesday, so we only have 2 more days, and those are going to be 2 jam-packed days. So I hope that you're well and ready to go. Remember our virtual rules. Please follow them as printed. Sorry about that. My finger is fast today. Remember our virtual rules. Follow them as best you can with your home setting. Make sure that if you have anything you want me to share with the group that you let me know what it is, and I'd be more than happy to share it for you. Anytime your schedule allows, we would love to have you in the Zoom at 8:30 in the morning. Even if you can't stay the whole time, you drop in and see your classmates and say hello. Remember to follow the video all the way through until the end and to share what you need to have submitted to me for roll call. We are still working on being a part of a group. And as we talked about yesterday, we started talking about sharing. We want to understand the value of being able to share. So we're learning that sharing is hard for a lot of children because it means giving up something, but it also means being generous and thinking about the needs of others. When you share, you feel good because you are nice to someone else. When someone shares with you, you feel good because you are being considerate. So we want to talk about what it means to share. So we're going to switch gears just a little bit and go here. So we're going to talk about what it means to share. There we go. All right, so at the top of your notebook page, write SEL, and the topic is sharing. Today's date is 9-9-2020, and we're going to answer these 4 questions, excuse me. At home, I share. Tell me something that you share at home. At school, I could share. If we were at school every day, what is something you could share with someone at school? I think it is easy to share, or I think it is hard to share. Which one do you think personally? Are you one of those people that loves to share with other people, or do you find it kind of hard to share your stuff? Be honest, no one's going to judge you. And the lesson that we're learning from these lessons, it's important to share because why have we talked about it's important to share? What happens when you share? Pause here to complete. If you finish, hit the play button to continue. Your ABC order for your letterland words is going to go at the bottom of this page. The reason it's on this way for now is because during the Zoom, the kids can go ahead and get started while the others finish the top. But you are welcome to wait and complete it in just a few moments. All right, so we have a positive affirmation. I can do anything. I've got this, and I am smart. Remember, every kindergarten, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth grade of Baylor Elementary, that's our affirmation for the week from Ms. Vester. She wants you to know you can do anything you put your mind to. You've got this as long as you keep trying, and of course, you're super smart. Your page for this week is green. Remember that there are only 10 vocabulary words this week. Spelling words this week for Letterland, and there are 8 vocabulary words. Guys, own your bubblegum machine. If you read some epic books during the week, Ms. Bland would love for you to color a gumball when you read a book, just so I could see if you're getting a chance to get to epic during the week. If you don't, no worries, but I would just like to see if you are getting to epic at all during the week. Remember our Letterland characters. They come along to help us remember how to be better spellers, readers, and writers by using correct letter sounds and blends. This week, we're looking at letters that blend together and make one sound, such as brr in bring, and grr in grass, and th in thing, sm in smell, st in stiff. Those give you one sound. Now, what your job is that you are to put these words into ABC order. So I numbered my paper 1 to 10. Ms. Bland was kind enough to give you the ABCs over on the side, and I've given you all 10 spelling words. Remember, we start with the first letter rule, we move to the second letter rule, and on to the third if we need to. Please use this time to complete your spelling words in ABC order. Pause here to complete, or continue if you plan to complete on the end. We are moving on in Wonders to Unit 1, Week 3. We have 2 stories for this week, and we're starting with our first, which is Finding Cal. Our essential question is, how can pets be an important friend? So, our essential question, how are pets an important friend? We have 8 words that we will focus on this week: decide, different, friendship, glance, proper, relationship, stairs, and trade. Remember, our genre is fiction. Just like Ms. Bland can't become wrapped up in a funnel cloud of cotton candy or become her own personal bird. Same as this story. It is a made up with events and characters that aren't real. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and usually a problem and a solution. We want to be able to answer questions: who, what, when, where, and why. I look shocked by this. So your story goes to Finding Cal. Finding Cal is our text for this week. You should be able to read Finding Cal. Here we go. Thank you, ma'am. Turn in your book to Finding Cal so that you're ready to begin. Parents that are helping with these videos at home, please make sure that your child is using their pointer finger and pointing to the words as the story reads. It's going to be super important when they come back to school that they are able to track their print. You should be at the beginning of the story. Here we go.
Genre, fiction, Finding Cal. September 25th. Dear Diary, it took Dad a long time to decide. He finally made up his mind. Dad came to my room tonight. He said I could get a dog, but it has to be a small or medium-sized dog. We will go to the animal shelter tomorrow. Medium dog. Small dog. September 26th. Dear Diary, wow, there are so many different dogs at the shelter. There are big and little dogs. Some have soft fur, and some have wiry hair. Dad and I walked to one dog's cage. The tag said the dog's name was Cal. One quick glance at the cute dog, and I knew he was for me. Dad said, "Look, Jake, look at how Cal stares at you." It was true. His eyes were wide open. He was looking right at me. Jack, Spot, Sam, Cal. We put Cal on a leash and took him to a fenced yard. Cal smiled and stared at me. Cal wanted to play. In minutes, he learned the proper or correct way to sit. He could walk on a leash nicely, too. I patted him on the head and he licked my hand. Cal licking my hand. Dad said, "I see a real connection between you and Cal." I agreed. We already had a good relationship. Soon we were on our way home. Cal was nervous, so I tried to make him feel better. I scratched his ears, and he liked it. October 10th. Dear Diary, it has been a while since I have written. Cal has learned many new tricks, like how to roll over. I have learned from Cal, too. Cal's trick. Cal walks with Dad and me to school every day. Each night, Dad reads me a story. Cal lies next to me. I would not trade him for any other dog. I will keep him because our friendship is very special. Finding Cal was worth the wait.
All right, so that is our story for this week. Now let's look at our assignment that we were going to work on together. Our we do for today is the back side of our study guide. So turn in your packet to Wednesday's work and you should find this page. It should say 9-9 at the top. Your name is not necessary unless you just want to put it up there and make Miss Bland smile. And let's begin. What do you think the boy has learned from Cal? Pause here and write in what you think the boy has learned from Cal. He talked about the tricks that Cal has learned, but think about the boy. What do you think the boy has learned from Cal? Second question, what is the theme of the story? Everyone underline the word theme. The theme of the story is what makes the story important. What do we learn from it? And we learn that animals can be very special friends. They're more than just pets. Animals can be very special friends. They can. You can build very strong relationships and friendships with your pets. So they can be very special friends. The next part talks about the parts of our story, the characters. We had two very main characters, and then we met our third who became really important. So we met Dad and Jake first. After we met Dad and Jake, we met one of the most important characters in the book, Cal. Cal was one of the most important characters we met. So we met Cal. And the setting, where were they in the story? Well, they were at home, and they also went to the animal shelter to get Cal. Both of those are important. Pause here to make sure the top part of this study guide is complete. On the bottom part of this page, you are going to talk about the beginning, the middle, and the end. You're going to tell me what happened at the beginning. You're going to tell me about what happened in the middle, and you're going to tell me about what happened at the end. Be sure that you're careful and take your time. You do not have to retell the entire story, but please do give a very easy to understand answer of what happened in the beginning, the middle, and the end. In the beginning, Cal did not teach new tricks. He didn't learn new tricks in the beginning. When did he learn new tricks? He didn't go to pick him up from the animal shelter at the end. So be sure you're looking wisely at that BME. Pause here to complete. Down at the bottom, we're looking for context clues. Context clues are clues for unknown words. Sometimes the context clues will be an antonym or the opposite of the unknown word. Sometimes the clue is exactly what it means. Cal was nervous, so I tried to make him feel better. What does nervous mean? Circle the context clues. Well, Cal was nervous. If he was nervous, I tried to make him feel better. So if we want to make him feel better, we know that nervous means you feel bad. So you feel strange. You feel weird. So nervous means you feel strange or weird. Something is wrong. Something makes you, we talk about those butterflies in our stomachs and things like that. I see a real connection between you two. I agreed. We already had a good relationship. What does connection mean? There's the word connection. And we think that connection means a good relationship. It says circle, Ms. Bland didn't read. Sorry about that. And we know that a good relationship would be a connection. Those context clues in your sentence help you find the definitions for those words. Be sure that you pause here. I'll make them a little bigger, what kind of screen you guys are looking at. But pause here to fill these in on your paper. This should complete your study guide. Your next page is your you do. You are going to use your book to answer these 6 questions. I do ask that your answers are complete. I would love to see complete sentences from 2nd graders that start with capital letters and end with periods, but I will take a complete thought if that is easier for you to do. Turn to the next page. We're going to do our review. Remember, when we review our sentence, we think about the things that good sentences need for number 1 and 2. Did you clap your hands? Oh my. Well, we know sentences have to start with capital letters. Clap. I know there's another letter that makes that sound that I think might be a little better than K, and it's a C. Did you clap your hands? I'm asking you a question. So we put a question mark there. Your job will then be to write that sentence correctly on the line. We ate ham and eggs for dinner. We know any beginning sentence starts with a capital letter. And we know periods belong at the end. Who or what is the sentence about? We're looking for the subject. We started talking about that yesterday. The cats are hungry. Who is this sentence about? The cats. Be sure you write it on the line. Be sure you write this sentence on the line and this one as well with the correct corrections. Circle the correct way to write a greeting. When we write somebody a letter, we have to have this thing. It's very small, but it is so important. That comma means the world to us. So when we're writing a letter, we must have it. This one looks good, capital, capital, but there's no comma. Oh, we're missing a capital here, but we got the comma. So the one in the middle is our choice. Divide the words into syllables with the slash. So I want you to say the word and I want you to clap it out or hit the table. Pencil, pen, so, letter, letter. Do hamster and basket by yourself. Pause here to complete. This page deals with the subject of a sentence. Remember, the subject of the sentence is who my sentence is about. Mom made a very good dinner tonight. Who is my sentence about? It's about Mom. What did Mom do? She made a very good dinner tonight. So that told me what she did. But my sentence is about Mom. He doesn't like for people to laugh at him. Who's the sentence about? He. We don't know who he is, but we know he doesn't like people to laugh at him. Ian has red hair. Who's my sentence about? Ian. What about Ian? He's got red hair. Mary has given her book to Jill. Who's the sentence about? Mary. What did Mary do? She gave her book to Jill. You have 6 more to complete on your own. Pause here to read the sentence and choose the correct subject. If you need a stretch break, now would be your time to grab some drinks, some refreshments, or whatever it is you may need as we proceed to math in just a few moments. If you're good to go, then we will continue. Math today is a continued review. We have been reviewing, and today we're going to continue to review about break aparts to add to 100.
Hey boys and girls, it's Mrs. Walker. Today we're going to talk about making a 10 within 100 and how we could do that. So before, we're really used to making a 10 of like 4 and 6 make 10, 5 and 5 make 10. So now we're going to talk about those bigger numbers, and some of the fluency practice that we've been doing And what do we need to add to that ones place to get to that next 10 to make our adding easier? So our learning goal for today says, I can make a 10 to add with 100 is 39 so let's jump in and get started. So I drew 39 in my tens and ones. So I have 3 tens and 9 ones. Remember again how you can group those in groups of 5 when you have them to make it easier to be able to add. So now I have my 39 plus 4. So there's my 4 that I just added in, those 4 x's. And what I want to do is I want to make a 10, right? So I have that 9. It's super close to that next 10. So I'm going to take this x and I'm going to move it over. So now I'm left with, because I took away that 1, my 4 now breaks down into a 1 and a 3. Okay, so I took 1 and I moved it up here, and now I'm left with the 3 that's over here. So now I could take that 39 plus the 1 that I moved over there, and that easily makes a 31 or 39 plus 1 equals 40. Okay, that's my next 10. Now what I want to do is I have to take what's left over. So I already used what's in that first oval of the 39 and the 1. So now I have to take that 40 and add it to the 3. And I put that together and I get 43. So 39 plus 4 equals 43. So we're talking all about how we can break apart these numbers to make that 10 be able to add something easier. Because to me, it's easier to add a 40 plus 3 than it is to add 39 plus 4. Just because anything that ends in that 0, you just squish those numbers together and you can put your answer or find your answer much easier. Okay? So let's look at another one because that was a lot of steps that we did. So if I have 49 plus 5, so let me draw out my 49 and then let's draw out the 5. And now I know that I'm going to break apart that 5 by moving something with the x's over into that 49 to make the next 10, which would be 50. So let's do that. So because I did that, I broke apart my 5 into a 1 and a 4. So I took that 1 and I moved it over there to the 49 to make the 50. So I want to combine now 49 plus 1 is what we just did. And then I have to add those two together to get 50. And then after I do that, now I have to add what's left over and I haven't used yet. Well, I haven't used the 50 and the 4. So now I need to put those two together to make 54. Now you might be thinking to yourself, hang on, Mrs. Walker, what about this 5 up here? I don't see a 5 in any of the numbers that I added. But if you look right here, the 1 and the 4 make 5. That's exactly where they got it, or we got it from right here, okay? So you're not going to see a 5 in this problem when we're adding, because we broke it apart. Excuse me, friends. Okay, so 49 plus 5 equals 54. Let's look at another one. So we have 79 plus 5. So let's draw out our 79. We're going to add our 5. And then I can look over there and look at that 79. It's so close to that next 10 that I'm just going to borrow one of these x's and move it over there. So now my 5 isn't really a 5 anymore. It turns into a 1 and a 4. If you're working on these problems and it might be helpful for you to cross off that 5, you can do that as long as you write that 1 and 4 underneath, okay? So now because I put that 79 and I added the 1 to it, I get 80. Now I still have that 4 left over, so I have to add that 80 and the 4. And when I add those two together, just squish them right together, right? Because it's like hiding the 0. 80 plus 4 equals 84. So then 79 plus 5 equals 84.
And guys, that's a review of what we've been working on. We've been talking about being able to make those numbers that end in 0 to make it easier to add. So we're going to do just a couple. I'm going to give you some practice ones to try in your notebook just to make sure you have one down. So let's do an easy one. Let's make our equation 48 plus 6 equals. So there's my 48. Here's my 6. Here's my picture. Now, I've got 48, and I want to be able to make a 10. So there's 8. I need these 2 to go over here. If these 2 went away, that means there are 4 left. These 2 plus 48 gave me 50. 50 plus 4 would give me 54. At the bottom of this page, I want you to try 37 plus 5. Pause here to complete. Your you-do activities for today are a review of the smaller numbers. If you would like to practice larger numbers, totally optional, I am going to tell you that you can choose some in your notebook. I will send out a page of some higher numbers if you like, but if you can practice the lower numbers, it is the exact same thing. So if you're comfortable with the lower numbers, the higher numbers are just as easy. But you do have a page of practice for the lower numbers where you're going to make your 10 and then of course find your answer. So you're doing the same thing that we did yesterday. I have a 9. I need to get to 10, so that's a 1, which makes this a 7, and 7 plus 10 is 17. You will do that for the entire sheet. You also have your page that has your word problems. Please follow the exact same process that we followed yesterday. You must fill in each box. You must show my 10 frame, tell me if I'm adding or subtracting, complete my number line, write my equation, and give me an answer. Be sure that you complete all 4 boxes. All right, so at the end, I will give you some higher numbers. If you'd like to practice some higher numbers, here are a few. You can write them down in your notebook and practice these if you would like to practice with some numbers that are a little more than our regular numbers that are on the current worksheet. You can do these 5 in your notebook and get a good practice in for the numbers that are a little larger. So feel free to try those 4 and get a larger answer. Those would be great practice for the larger number of making the 10 to add to 100. All right, so now any work you haven't finished from today, now is your chance to be sure you get it done. I appreciate you being here. Remember, today is catch-up day. If you have anything left in Seesaw that you have not done, please get it completed so that you have a clean slate to complete Thursday's review assignments and Friday's tests. Remember to stop by the Bailey Specials page and complete your activity for art, music, PE, and library. Remember that your story questions or your math sheet are a great way to turn in for your documentation for attendance for today. Talk about being great, that you are. I have been introducing Epic to our afternoon groups. Epic is our online book resource. It is almost like having a library right at the tip of your fingers. So if you'll go to epic.com/students, this is our class code. Moms and dads, the kids' names should all come up with a little character above their name. And from there, they can choose any book they would like to read and be sure they enjoy getting to know different kinds of animals, different kinds of books and cars. And there's even a comic section. There are books that read to you and books that you do read for yourself. So there's tons of things there. So feel free to drop by and check out Epic. Thursday and Friday, I'm going to start talking a little bit about testing. We do have some online testing coming up next week. It's kind of important that we're all on the same page. So we will talk a little bit about that and some days and times that even I need to get with you guys to do some Zooming, even if it's at night, that we can get that done. So thank you so much for your time and attention. I hope that you have a fabulous, fabulous, fabulous day. I hope your Wednesday, your hump day, is pretty good, and that I will see you Thursday on the screen and hopefully face to face real soon. But have a great afternoon. Remember, if there's anything Miss Blank can do, so let me know. Air hugs and kisses. All my best wishes. Bye-bye.